Good day, everyone. Thank you for being here today. I am Rayami Talaban, student of B.Ed 2B. I am here today to discuss the interaction among living things in coral reef and tropical rainforests. This lesson is very interesting since we are going to tackle on how do living things interact with each other in coral reef and tropical rainforests. To begin with, let me show you some pictures. Do you know what is these pictures? Yes, it is coral reef and tropical rainforest. And do you know what are those pictures? Yes, those pictures represent as an ecosystem. So, do you know what is ecosystem? When we say ecosystem, it is a community or group of living organisms that interact with each other in a specific environment. And now, let's discuss what is coral reefs. When we say coral reefs, it is underwater ecosystem that characterized by reef-building corals. Reefs form colonies of coral polyps held together by calcium carbonate. Coral reefs can be found in any ocean in the world, although they are more common in warm shallow water and the tropics. Coral reef ecosystem, also called as rainforest of the seas, as it is the most diverse ecosystem in the world. Coral reefs serve as marine biome and habitat with approximately 25% of marine species, which includes fishes, mollusks, jellyfish, corals, and other marine animals. The living things and non-living things in the coral reef ecosystem interact with one another. Coral reefs are important as they serve as breeding ground or nurseries of the growing fishes. The producer like seagrass provide food and nutrients for the consumers. This consumer includes sea turtles, crabs, fishes, and other marine animals. Do you know that there are factors that can contribute in the formation of coral reefs? Yes, these are the coral reef formation factors: temperature, stable salinity, light penetration, and water movement. Those formation factors influence how coral reef are formed. Also, coral reef have different categories, namely fringing reef, barrier reef, and atoll reef. When we say fringing reef, it is the three main type of coral reef. The most common type of reef. This type of reef grows seaward directly to the shore. While the barrier reef, instead of growing out to the shore, it is separated from the land in the area of water called lagoon. And lastly, the atoll reef. It is a ring-shaped island or a series of islets. An atoll is a round of body of water called lagoon. Do you know that there are interaction exists in coral reef ecosystem? Yes, it has. First is the mutualism. Second is commensalism. Third is competition. Fourth is parasitism. And lastly is predation. Mutualism or both organisms benefit in a relationship. For example, the corals receive oxygen from the algae. The algae get protection from them. Commensalism is an interaction where organisms live together without harming one another. For example, barnacles attach on skin of turtles without harming them. Barnacles are benefited while host is not harmed. Competition is an interaction wherein organisms compete for survival. For example, the fishes compete for source of food and space in the coral reef. Parasitism is a type of symbiosis. During parasitism, one organism benefits while the other is harmed. An example of parasitism is isopods in host fish. Isopods are small parasitic crustaceans that live in the gills, fins, and scales of a host fish. They suck the blood from fish to gain nutrients. These harm the host fish and can eventually kill them. Predation is a kind of interaction in which one organism kills smaller organisms for foods. An example of this is when a big fish eats a small fish. The predator, which is a big fish, benefits in the interaction while the prey, as a small fish, is harmed. So now, are those coral reef ecosystem are important? Yes, of course. Coral reef is very important since it is the habitat of marine life and shelter for them to protect themselves. And now let's discuss the tropical rainforest. What comes in your mind when you hear the word tropical rainforest? When we say tropical rainforest, it is the forest characterized by a closed and continuous tree canopy, moisture-dependent vegetation, the presence of epiphytes and lianas, and the absence of wildfire. Do you know that tropical rainforest has 4 layers containing different species and every layers? Yes, it has. And the first layer is the emergent. It is the topmost layer, made up of the tallest trees, around 130 to 180 feet tall, where eagles, monkeys, and bats are living. The sunlight in this layer are very plentiful. The second layer is the canopy. It is found beneath the emergent layer. It is made up of overlapping tall trees that act as a root for the 2 remaining layers. It is around 60 to 129 feet tall. It contains the majority of the living organisms like snakes, birds, and the fat trees. And the next layer is the understory. It contains of shrubs, vines, young trees, and trunk of the trees forming the colony. It is around 59 feet below the ground where many insects are living. And lastly is the forest floor. It is the ground floor, a home to large animals like wild pigs, tigers, lions, and jaguar. There is less life here because it received the less sunlight. While climate, sunlight, gases, salt, nutrients, and water are the most important abiotic factor in tropical rainforest. Likewise, many animals rely on plants as their food. Producers provide food for the consumers. The food chain for a tropical rainforest involve green plant as a producer. Herbivore like agouti is the primary consumers. Carnivores such as boas is the secondary consumers. Higher level carnivores like jaguars is the tertiary consumers, and microbes is the compositors. Food chain represent energy flows from one organism to another and demonstrate the hierarchy of who eat whom. Just like coral reef, there are also interaction that exists in tropical rainforests, which is mutualism, commensalism, competition, parasitism, and prediction. So why we need to consume and conserve our tropical rainforest and water ecosystem? It is because rainforests provide everyone with many beneficial medicinal herbs and may hold the key to curing some deadly diseases. Rainforests act as a natural air purifier through photosynthesis. Coral reef play an important role in providing food for more than 500 million people who live on and near to the coast around the world. They act as natural barriers, sheltering coastal communities for higher impact wave. Planting plants and trees can serve our nature from destroying. We live as one, and that we should act as one to save our Mother Earth. And that's all for today. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy and you have learned something today. Bye!